Your organizational chart likely places your headquarters in New York or London, but tracking the data reveals the actual control layer sits entirely in India. To see if your company operates under this illusion, we will build a 48-hour system audit matrix. This tool identifies hidden decision-making bottlenecks and exposes structural risk you haven't priced in yet. Before we start, gather 3 things: your official organizational chart, your most recent incident response logs, and a blank spreadsheet. Completing this matrix will turn a vague organizational tension into a concrete map of structural risk. Open your spreadsheet and create the first column titled Top 10 Critical Systems. You'll list platforms like your global payment gateway or your core AI operations. A critical system is any platform that, if disabled, immediately halts your enterprise's ability to function. If the business can survive without it for a day, it does not belong on this list. Be ruthless. Standard support functions are out. Strictly enforce a 10-system limit to isolate the load-bearing pillars of your operation. Create columns B and C for formal owner and charter mandate. Use your official organizational chart to fill these in based on current titles. This mapping represents how the board conceptually thinks the company operates. Documenting this formal authority establishes the baseline required to see if your actual operations have diverged from the plan. Add columns D and E to the matrix. Title these Real Day-to-Day Owner and Location. Identifying the actual owner requires a single question: who makes the final call when the system breaks under pressure? Cross-reference your incident response logs to see who actually runs the 2 a.m. recovery calls. Often, the names on the log will differ from the names on the official chart. Distinguish between executive sponsorship and operational control. An executive might own the budget on a slide deck, but someone else exercises the control. Operational sovereignty belongs to the crisis responder. Their role overrides whatever the formal charter dictates during an incident. Compare the formal owner column against the actual owner column across the matrix. Highlight the mismatched rows where the official title is at headquarters, but the operator is based in a global capability center. These mismatches define your governance fault lines, points where an operator's responsibility is absolute, but their formal authority is only partial. This reveals the structural disconnect between your static headquarters governance and the highly active operational layer managing the systems. Look at the charter mandate in column C and compare it to the location in column E. This identifies where a leader is operating critical infrastructure under a mandate that may not account for their actual decision-making role. These highlighted rows represent a structural fracture in the operating model, despite what the balance sheet might suggest about cost efficiency. We can quantify this risk by adding 2 final columns: risk and audit owner, and crisis decision delay. The crisis decision delay is the exact time gap an operator must wait for headquarters approval during an active incident. A wait time of 4 to 8 hours across time zones creates unquantified exposure. Outages occurring within this specific window trace back to the governance structure, regardless of how well the local team executes. Measuring this delay transforms a vague organizational complaint into a quantified risk metric for the board. The 48-hour system audit is complete. You now possess a fully mapped diagnostic document. This matrix provides the raw data proving that your operational sovereignty has outpaced your formal governance. Use this document to rewrite outdated charters and align risk ownership with your actual operators. Control inevitably beats cost. The only logical next step is formalizing your operator's reality before a crisis does it for you.